ESPN Radio, all of our great ESPN radio stations across the country, Sirius XM 80, ESPN app, ESPNU, as Sam Darnold and company just got going right off the bat. Rashid Shaheed, we always talk about the midseason trades, whether or not they really do anything for a team in terms of NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL, whatever it is. And where is the example of the team that made the midseason deal that actually used that person to win it all? Well, Rashid Shaheed may be that guy for Seattle because he opens up, they got him from New Orleans, opens up the game with a kick return touchdown. Sam Darnold, they did it perfectly. Oh, we're up big? You don't need to throw the ball around. We just need the game to end.
Oh, by the way, when we are going to ask you to throw the ball, we're going to have you throw a dime to Jackson Smith and Jigba for a touchdown, rolling to your left, finding a way to be able to square his shoulders, and then delivering a dot. That was an incredible throw on that back pylon to JSN.
Especially when you're dealing with an oblique injury.
Yeah, like that's not the torque that's on his core in making that throw.
Yeah.
That's big time now. Give Sam Darnold credit for his mental and physical toughness in that moment.
So Darnold's 12 of 17, 124, a touchdown. Kenneth Walker, the third, awesome. 19, 116, 3 touchdowns in this game. And just behind the scenes, so irrelevant, but it tells the story. I do handwritten notes for every game.
Yeah.
The least amount of notes I have by far is from this Seattle-San Francisco game because this was over within the first 5 minutes, it felt like, unfortunately.
They led 13 seconds into the game.
Right. So it's like, what else is there from the Seattle's just that good. Now, this is where the notes come in. What about San Francisco? Brock Purdy, are you confident you can win the Super Bowl next year?
I really do believe that, we have the right guys, man. Obviously, it didn't end the way we wanted it to, but I really do think that with some guys getting healthy and what we stand for and how we always bounce back, I feel like our backs were against the wall really all season with guys going down, but we always found a way. And so I think once we're, 100% and feel good about ourselves and learn, then we'll be just fine.
And I agree with that because I love Purdy and the fact that he took this team and helped take this team this year to this point with all of the injuries. What do we think about the Niners moving forward? Is this it, or are they just getting started?
No, this is it, because how are the Niners going to be better than any one of the teams that they're looking up at in their division? I'm not going to pick the Niners to finish in front of the Rams next year, regardless of what they do this offseason. I'm not going to pick the Niners to be in front of the Seattle Seahawks. That may well be the representative for the conference in the Super Bowl. So no, I understand Kyle Shanahan knows what he's doing. John Lynch knows what he's doing. They have a solid program out there. But because they play in the NFC West, that is a huge bar to clear in terms of finding a way to get back to the top of the division. So as impressive as Brock Purdy has been this year, as impressive as CMC has been this year, with over 450 touches from scrimmage. I don't know how he's going to replicate that. But as impressive as they've been, I can't depend on this 49ers core to give me that same level of productivity moving forward. I know they're going to get guys back healthy, Nicky Bosa, Fred Warner, those guys are going to come back healthy, but there's no guarantee that CMC is going to be able to stay healthy all of next year. There's no guarantee that Trent Williams is going to be able to stay healthy all of next year. The same with George Kittle, who's coming off of an Achilles injury. Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of question marks about this 49ers team. And then, oh, by the way, you're probably going to lose your defensive coordinator in Rob Saleh this hiring cycle, so you're going to have to replace that loss.
Good point.
I like what Kyle Shanahan has built, and I have admitted that I was wrong about Brock Purdy in terms of him being able to carry the team, in terms of his ability to be a force multiplier. But I don't think he's going to be able to do that at a high enough level to allow them to contend with the other teams in their division.
Yeah, and I also don't know how we can say that we think that they're going to be healthy. Because I know every team deals with injuries, and I know so many of their star players were out this year. But doesn't it feel like that's the story with the San Francisco 49ers often, that they're dealing with injuries?
All the time.
All the time. And while I do think that this year the narrative shifted certainly on Brock Purdy and also on Kyle Shanahan because of the success that they were able to have with all of the injuries that they sustained, like you said, CC, I know CMC was banged up in this one, but I can't guarantee that he's going to be healthy moving forward or that he's going to be that productive moving forward. And you do wonder if the window has closed some And if they missed an opportunity here, but I also don't know how they could have continued forward with so many guys banged up. You had more guys injured in this game. It was unreal.
Well, that's why I think if you believe that Brock Purdy can drive the bus, then them getting rid of some of the household names that we have learned to appreciate in San Francisco and replacing them with new names, then there has to be a deference to, okay, Brock, okay, Kyle, you got this new crew coming in, you'll be good with them, right? I mean, we talk about it with Buffalo. I know today is not a positive day for Buffalo. Buffalo made a lot of changes offensively and defensively in terms of letting guys walk. There's a new crew, and they're back in the playoffs. I think San Francisco is going to have that new crew of people, and if you believe Brock Purdy can lead them and not just rely on all the weapons, then you should believe that they have a chance moving forward.
Yeah, but Buffalo has the benefit of having two doormats in the division in Miami and the Jets.
That's true.
You don't have that in the NFC West. Well, you have one, but you also have two other teams that have won a dozen games. So how are you going to live with that? How are you going to contend with that? Like that becomes the challenge for San Francisco. Yeah, the goal is to win a Super Bowl, but it's hard to be reliant on having to go to wild card route in order to get to the big game and having to win 3 consecutive road games in the postseason. So yeah, I can appreciate what Brock Purdy has done. I can appreciate the coaching job that Kyle Shanahan has done, but I can also be skeptical of this group being able to contend for a championship. I said it last year that I believe the 49ers window is closed. And I do believe that it is going to be some time before they're able to open up another window around Brock Purdy.
Okay. They're going home. Seattle continues with Sam Darnold, which is just
Are you sold on Sam Darnold yet? Are you a believer?
If Sam Darnold and Jared Stidham
you saw that
match
win
up in the Super Bowl.
Now, as a believer, I'm just trying to figure out what it is. Hoodie, Evan Cohen, the Ocho.
Hi.
She is the lovely Michelle Smallman.
Thank you. Good morning.
Beautiful brooch, by the way.
Thank you.
And I am the resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty. Now, our resident producer, Cam Pratt, had a stat that he wanted to throw out in regards to the Canty Power Rankings. Cam, the floor is yours, sir, if you would.
Yeah, next time that you're questioning, the veracity of the people speaking on this show, the final 4 teams left, all 4 of them were among the top 5 most ranked teams in Chris Canty's weekly power rankings.
Wow. So what were the top 5 rankings for the power rankings, and who was the team that I had included that is not a part of the NFL Final Four?
So you got the Seahawks. They were ranked 11 times in the power rankings, 3 times first. Rams, 10 times in the power rankings, 3 times first. Eagles, that's the one that's left out, the defending champs. And then the Broncos and the Pats were ranked 8 times and 7 times respectively.
Wow.
Not bad.
It's like in the NBA, they say you're not going to find a champion that is not simultaneously top 10 offense, top 10 defense. Power rankings. You're not going to find a champion that's not in the top 5 of most times ranked for 18 weeks. That's now moving forward. We are going to track that next year. And great job getting this. That I think that next year we have to look at it. It's not only the power rankings, it's how many times, because that could give us an indicator as to who's going to end up in the conference championship games.
We're doing analytics on my power rankings now. That's a different level of pressure.
Right.
That is a different level of pressure. Cam, I appreciate the pull, but man, you're putting a lot on it going into next season.
We'll just keep up the good work. That's all.
And shout out to Ben in our TV department who put that together with Cam there. So shout out to Ben.
Nicely done. All right, let's get into upon further review. Patrick Costello, if you would.
Number 3.
Houston, we have a problem at quarterback, and his name is C.J. Stroud. We anointed C.J. after his rookie year because of the lift he provided for a fledgling Texans franchise. Since he's been a mediocre quarterback by the numbers. 21st in QBR since the start of 2024, 25th in completion percentage, 20th in touchdowns, with the 9th most picks and the 2nd most off-target throws in the league. We've held up team success and postseason wins in 3 consecutive years as validation for his being a franchise quarterback. But Sunday's loss in Foxborough makes it fair to ask the question of whether or not Stroud is the guy to take Houston where they want to go. No doubt, the turnover at offensive coordinator has negatively influenced and impacted Stroud. The cluster injuries don't help the cause either. However, the mistakes Stroud made against the Pats are inexcusable. There's always the question of how are you going to do better if you move on from this player. in terms of being able to help you get to the final 8 in each of the past 3 years. But my question to Houston and to our fans and to the audience is, how are they going to do better if they stay with C.J. Stroud?
Houston, we have a problem.
So I think there's an easy solution that people may not like. And the easy solution is not typical me, which is to trade him and look at the draft and things like that. My easy solution is you now are in that TBD category. There's no guarantee. You were in the category that the Miami Dolphins should have put Tua in. You're in the category that the Carolina Panthers should put Bryce Young in, who, interestingly enough, whole separate conversation, that draft, if you had a redraft, would it actually go the same way?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Right? And the Bears look brilliant. Trading out of Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud.
And Anthony Richardson.
And trading into Caleb, which, by the way, Caleb, Jaden, Drake, yes, and yes is the answer for
No
all three
question.
of them. Like all
Unbelievable.
three made good picks. But anyway, back to the matter at hand.
And Bo
here's the thing,
Nix.
throw in Bo Nix too.
Oh, and Bo Nix.
Throw in Bo
Have
Nix
to.
too.
And maybe with
Two of those
Stefanski,
quarterbacks
Michael
have been-
Penix.
Two of those quarterbacks have put their team in the Final Four.
That's a good
in
point.
the first 2 years.
And one
Good
was an
point.
overtime away from going.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to think. Now, back to the Stroud. So now you're in the TBD category. The TBD category makes you really rich. Just doesn't make you set for life for a long period of time, right? It makes you insanely rich. I'm going to pick up your option. You're going to be here for the full 5 years, but you're not going to get a contract extension. And then in year 5, we're going to find out if you're going to get a contract extension or I'm going to franchise you. And I'm going to be one by one because that's the scenario you've put yourself in. I'm not going to discount the who because it seems like his teammates love him. And it seems like the coaching staff loves him.
Are we sure that his teammates love him, especially the defensive guys, after yesterday's performance?
Well, Will Anderson
are
was
we
definitely
sure they love him?
supportive. And you talk about the change of the offensive coordinator position. Remember, they fired Bobby Slowick. That was not a guy that went to become a head coach. They looked at, interestingly enough, year 1 to year 2 and said, what happened here? This is not good enough.
Maybe it wasn't on Bobby Slowick.
And maybe it's not on Nick Caley now.
Well, you said Will Anderson loved him. I pulled up the quote. He said C.J. Stroud is, quote, the best quarterback in the league hands down.
Yeah.
He
He's
He
wrong.
didn't say that after yesterday's game.
He did.
No, that's what he said after
He said
yesterday's
after the game.
Yesterday's
He
game.
said
that
it
was what he
after
said.
the game.
Yeah, we have
He's
the audio.
the best quarterback in the league, hands down. There's nobody better than Stroud. We are behind him. We rally behind him. We didn't get the outcome we wanted, but that's why we have the offseason to get better and grow.
Man, Will Anderson
Good man.
is exactly what you want. He is doing the Lord's work when it comes to trying to build up his quarterback, C.J. Stroud. There ain't no way
That
he
was
watched
yesterday.
There ain't no way he watched that game and thought that C.J. Stroud was better than the quarterback that was on the other sideline. No way.
Do you disagree with my analysis, though? How would you handle it contractually? Because that's what's happening now. This entire offseason, we're going to wait with that. When we talk about that team, what are they doing with him? The answer is nothing.
I don't know that I'm exercising the 5th-year option.
Wow.
I don't know that I'm doing that.
So that means he's playing on a 1-year deal this
Yeah,
year.
prove it. Prove it to me. And if you prove it to me, guess what?
Then I'll
I still
exercise
have the franchise tag in my back pocket if I need to use it. But I don't want to commit any more guaranteed dollars to a quarterback that I don't know is my guy moving forward.
Wow.
That's where I'm at with C.J. Stroud.
Well, think about this, too. Now you're looking at a situation where you know that with that defense that you could have advanced based on the way that played. And you don't want your quarterback to be the impediment to you making or be the impediment to you not maximizing